What does peanut butter, a Labrador retriever, and the rock band Nickelback have in common? They were all invented in Canada, and they all might cause a severe allergic reaction. Learn that and more when you take the pop quiz. Welcome to Pop Quiz Canada. We are the live webcast game show that is putting comedians to the test. And we are super excited to be bringing to you our very first pilot broadcast. I'm your host, Jason Martin, and if you're joining us live on Facebook now, send us a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Send us a poke, a prod, a virtual slap or tickle. Virtual slaps or tickles are all I'm getting these days. Speaking of which, we are a comedy show, so we're going to try and keep it as family-friendly as possible, but you might get the odd unpalatable pun or provocative punchline, so viewer discretion may be advised. Now, you might be wondering, what is this Pop Quiz Canada thing all about? And don't you worry, we're going to get to that in just a moment, but first, I want to introduce you to our illustrious panel of comics. Our first comic is a talented actor, writer, and entertainer, and producer in her own right. She's a comedian's comedian, and she's a big reason I'm doing this show. She gave me a good kick in the butt. You might have seen her at Yuck Yucks, Laugh Lines, and the runner-up at BC's Funniest Females. Special talents include crying on cue, but don't be fooled, because she can bench 125 pounds, and her razor-sharp wit can burn you faster than an Alberta spit roast. Please welcome Nina Wilder. Hey,
Yay!
Welcome. How excited are you? We are here.
I'm so excited. And I only cry on cue because I have lots of things to be sad about.
So how is the pandemic, which I like to call Armageddon Light, how is it treating you these days? Or what are you grateful for?
Well, I mean, I live alone. I've lived alone for a long time, so obviously it's been a little bit hard that way. But at least we had that rule. Bonnie Henry said that I could hang out with a small social bubble, you know. So I'm just trying to get my DoorDash guy to agree. But I'm great. Yeah, I'm grateful though, you know, because like I can at least afford to not have roommates because I feel like that would be extra stressful. Like, I mean, Vancouver's so expensive, right? So many young people have to live in like together in such cramped places. Like, it's probably why so many of them are poly, you know? You probably screw 3 of them just to get to the kitchen.
When you don't have kids, that's always a plus.
That's true. You know, I don't even think, I wouldn't even be a good mom anyway. Like, I mean, if the closest thing I have to dependents are my houseplants, and if they are any indication of my skills as a mother, I probably wouldn't feed them until I saw early signs of death, you know?
I have to say, I'm the same way. The only way I was going to have kids would be the plastic, lifeless, and answered to the name Ficus.
Exactly.
Well, I'm super excited to have you. We're going to go to our next panelist. Our next panelist is a talented actor and improv performer. You might have seen him in the Seattle Festival of Improv. He's also starred in the Dirty Little Secrets Improv in New York, which I hear is really cool. In 2019, he served as the artistic director for the Queer Improv Society of Vancouver. And in addition to improv, he's done numerous plays and actually a feature-length independent film. Please welcome Michael Souza. Hey, Michael.
Hi.
Welcome. So glad that you could
Thanks for
join
having
us.
me.
You're
Yeah.
the improv in the group.
Yeah.
I recently learned that you did your acting debut in a play, a version of The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's a pretty
Yeah,
lofty
I did.
first undertaking.
I mean, I didn't know any better at the time, but I was Scanlon, which is a
Okay.
relatively small role, but he's one of two patients who are stuck there. Most of the other patients can actually leave at any time, so it's interesting.
Right.
But yeah, so he's like one of the two that are actually being held there.
I was hoping you might say that you did Nurse Ratchet in drag.
That would have been amazing. No, but I did have a interesting backstory for him because he was there for rape, and that's literally one of my lines. Somebody comes in and asks me why I'm there, and it was all about like the delivery. And every night I delivered it differently and like to give her a surprise on how I was delivering it. I had to be like a neurotic bomb maker, but obviously not actually making bombs, but
Right,
it
right.
was fun.
Did they have the Nurse Ratchet with her hair? I don't know, her signature
Uh,
hair.
no, actually, it
No.
was up if I recall, but it was what was that like 10 years ago or something like that. So
What did
it's
you did it when you were
I do
12?
remember the actors. Yeah, um, I wish. No, I do remember the two actors that played them, and Nurse Ratchet. It was a very talented actress. I can't recall her name right now, unfortunately, but she was
It's all
scary when she
good.
wanted to be.
Yeah, that's that character. Okay, well, we're super excited to have you. We're going to move on to our next panelist, Robert. Our third panelist, he's a self-proclaimed nerd who went into stand-up comedy when he couldn't find a
Whoa,
girlfriend or a
whoa,
job
stop
in engineering. You may have seen him
what?
at Yuck Yucks, JFL Northwest, and as a runner-up in the Seattle International Comedy Competition. When he's not doing comedy, he's getting carpal tunnel, swiping right desperately for a date. Please welcome the unsinkable Robert Pang. Hey, hey, hey.
I have a
How are
Gundam
you?
thing right on my chest. Look at this. Would a non-nerd not have a Gundam statue? Come on, come on. Look at my mouse. Look at the box of my mouse. It's a gaming mouse. There's like 5 buttons on there. I'm definitely a nerd. Whoa,
How,
this slender.
how's the pandemic for your dating life these days?
Oh, it's like it's out. It didn't change at all. I'm getting none still.
No.
Aha, ladies. That's right.
Well, if you're lucky, you might win a Tim Hortons gift card. You could maybe take some.
Wait, there's prizes in this? I did not know this. What?
There are prizes. Although
Tim Hortons is
with,
my favorite coffee because it's so bland.
you can,
It's
you can
good.
impress her. Although with your dating record, you might have to take inflation into account.
Oh, I know all about the inflation. I don't know what that meant, but it's okay.
Are you doing any? Have you been doing any shows? Do you have anything
Uh,
to plug? Anything to plug?
Oh yes, I do a podcast called Thoughts with Robert Pang, with your host Robert Pang. But that's the intro. Yes, I'm doing a podcast called Thoughts with Robert Pang, available on Spotify, iTunes, and whenever. It's not on YouTube though, because it's
Awesome.
not filmed.
Well, everybody should tune into that. Thank you for joining us. We're going to move on to our last panelist. Jessica, our final panelist, is one of my all-time favorite comedians. I'm thrilled that she was able to join us. She's a talented bureaucrat by day and a salty, insightful comedian by night. She's been described as the product of an ill-advised affair between Elton John and Gilbert Gottfried. Not my words. In addition to her stand-up career, she is a big advocate for autism and has a podcast, Histories and Mysteries. She's not only incredibly funny, but she's incredibly smart. Please welcome Jessica Pijou.
Oh no.
Welcome.
I can't handle this excessive pumping of my tires. Jason, you'll make me blush. Fresh young man.
I love it. I once heard you describe yourself as a quantum queer. Can you explain that to everyone?
Yeah,
thought it was
so
funny.
I have a bit of an issue. It's not really a problem. It's more of a tendency where people can either tell my sexuality or my gender, but they can never tell both at the same time. Like, am I a gay man? Am I a lesbian? The fact of the matter is that my body took that second X chromosome as a suggestion. So, like, yeah, I guess that's a phenotype some people have.
So how is your dating life then?
More active than it's ever been. I'm very asexual. Like I am so non-sexual that I once had a sex dream about an orgy where I sat on the sidelines and read a book. But
sounds
for
amazing.
some reason, during the pandemic, I acquired a boyfriend. And then we just walk down the street together, and I just see strangers looking, and they're just that 1,000-yard stare of like, what is that? Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is technically heterosexual.
Well, we look forward to your additions to this team as well. I also want to just introduce off camera. He's shy, but we have a tech assistant, Darren. So he'll be keeping our tech stuff working, or if we have a meltdown, he's going to help us out there. Okay, we're going to go on to the rules of the game here. Essentially, our little humble game here of fun, spirited trivia. We're going to cover topics both pop culture, but just Canadian trivia as well. Essentially, you guys are going to have 16 categories that you can pick from. Each category will have a random trivia question for you. And then for every question that you get right, which you'll hear this sound, you will get 15 points. If you don't get it right, you'll hear this sound. Now, if you want a hint, you can ask for a hint, and you will only get 10 points, but we can help you out there. Two other ways that you can get points, something called a pop block. If you want to challenge one of your panelists' answers, if you think they're getting it wrong and you can get it right, you can yell out pop block, and if you do get it right, you'll get a whopping 25 points. If you lose, you'll lose 10 points, and you can only have one pop block per game. The last way that you can score points...
Robert can't handle anymore.
Yeah, I want to do all pop blocks. Listen, I took the citizenship test. It is more than what
He
all
wants
you
to
have
block
done.
other people.
Yes.
The last way that you can score points is to be the funniest. We have a poll up on Facebook, so our audience will be the ones choosing that, and we ask our audience to wait till the end of the program to make that vote, and we'll prompt you at the end of the program. A perfect score would be 100 points. That would be a bit challenging to get, but that would be a perfect score. Everyone thoroughly confused? We're comedians, not mathematicians, but I think we'll get the hang of it. Are you guys ready to play pop quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Come
it.
on. Are you ready? Definitely not obnoxious Americans. Okay, well, let's kick this off then with round one. Nina, you're up first. You won our coin toss.
I'm feeling a bit nervous, Jason, because I feel like if I were suddenly ejected from Canada, I wouldn't be able to pass the test to get back in, but here we go. Let's do it.
No judgment. Let's pull up the categories and you can pick your first category.
Okay, I'll take Canadiana for blue television, sir.
Okay, Canadiana. Let's see here. Okay, listen carefully now. You're no spineless sap if you tap into this $500 million Canadian industry whose product is fraught with controversy, including theft, illegal trafficking, and a high-powered cartel. What product am I referring to?
Pornhub. That's Canadian industry, yeah. Oh man, okay. technically, that would be maple syrup, I believe.
That is correct. In fact, the $20 million of the sticky stuff was stolen from Quebec. I think there's a Netflix documentary on that as well.
That's right.
15
Quebec
points
is.
to Nina.
Podcast.
I feel like they said Quebec was the largest producer of maple syrup, and it's like, wow, they've that's like glory hole heaven over there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was the great maple syrup ice. It's true.
Those poor sap.
They stole barrels and barrels of it.
Michael, you're up next. Let's pull up the categories. You can take a pick here. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Let's go one below Nina and pucker up.
Pucker up.
Ooh.
Okay. Pucker up. Hockey.
How nice.
Hockey. How good are you at hockey? Okay.
Oh, I'm such good at sports.
What does it mean? What does it mean if you hear someone at a hockey game say, "That player's got more lettuce than a Whole Foods salad bar"?
I mean, that's what they say to me in the alleyway at a hockey game, but lettuce? Holy jeepers. I guess, actually, is that their hair? The hair coming out of their
That is correct. That is correct. I didn't take you for someone who would know
I
that.
thought that would mean that they were shredded.
It's also coleslaw.
Baked out of their mind.
Yeah, I guess I didn't
Good
actually know
moral
this.
fiber.
Lingo for hair: chop, moss, salad, or flow. Shows you how much hockey.
For like
Moss.
bulky hockey players, they have
Moss.
really like vegan references. They're
Just
all
like,
about
you
the salad.
imagined,
You think they eat steak all the time and be like, but
Man,
Robert,
if
you're
you have
up
moss
next,
for hair,
actually.
you need to switch shampoos.
right.
Let's pull up the categories. Robert, you're up next.
All right. I'm a really fan of beaver, so let's do beaver or beaver. Beaver. I can't remember pronounce beaver.
Let's see what you're gonna get here. Is it gonna be a beaver or a beaver?
Ooh.
So ready to pop lock this guy.
I know a lot about one of them.
Do you know a lot about beaver or a lot about beaver?
We'll see.
Listen carefully. This is a challenging one. We'll see. You might need a hint. Justin Bieber has never been called a square, but he can do this in less than 2 minutes flat. What
Oh
is
man,
it
he's,
that he can
he's
do
never been
in-
called a square? That's a lie. This is the age of the internet, sir. Everyone has been called a square at least once. Right?
It's actually a hint inside the question. Justin Bieber has never been called a square, but he can do this in less than 2 minutes flat.
Square dancing?
Be the center of attention.
Is that your final answer?
Wait, he can do this in 2 minutes or less. Trigonometry.
No.
Trigonometry. Is this right?
Is that your final
Get
answer?
off.
Yes, that's my final
Or do
answer.
you want a hint?
Oh,
want
sure, I'll get a
down-
hint. Let's do a hint.
You want a hint? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how much this hint will help you. A Canadian company, Spin Master, actually paid $50 million for this toy that he is able to solve.
Oh, a Rubik's Cube.
That's right.
Oh. Wait, how much did they pay him? How fast could he solve it? As a cuber, I should know
Oh,
this.
let's go to the video. Actually, I think we have a clip.
Oh, you have a video of this. As a
Okay, but
friend
that
with
was-
fellow
That
cubers,
was when he
that's
was
pretty
12.
fast.
Yeah, I know. That was when he's young, before
was
before the
great.
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Why does he
This may be
like?
the first.
Why does he show off this as a advantage? You'll get so many cuber on his side. Oh my god, the cuber
Don't
community
tell
will
anyone
be.
I said this,
great
but
respect now.
Justin Bieber's really talented.
Yeah.
I was surprised you could do it. Actually, to be honest, I didn't.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, they should test him now. It should be like a road test, because probably can't even tell one color from the next now.
Hey, he has been
Oh.
rehabbed. I read TMZ article once.
He's converted now.
Fixed him
He's
up
converted.
real good.
He's a Christian now.
Aw.
Jessica, are you ready for yours? Let's pull up the categories.
As ready as
here.
I'll ever be.
Ready to overbee?
Let's look at this. How about Left Coast Boast? I like it because it rhymes.
Left Coast Boast. Okay. Okay. Ready? Every spring, the citizens of Victoria count as many as 40 million of these. What are they counting?
Flowers.
Flowers, yes.
Geriatrics.
They have an annual flower count.
That's correct. I thought you were going to say the number of lies in the legislature.
Oh, snap. Jason,
See,
It's more than that.
fire. Political fire.
I love Victoria. I went there for French immersion once, but I was very nervous when Harry and Meghan were planning on perhaps going to live there, because that might mean that they might hear the long set I have sexualizing Queen Elizabeth II, and I was not prepared for him to hear me say that about his grandmother.
Doesn't she look
I don't think
over
anybody
you
was
and-
ready
and-
for that.
Isn't Queen Elizabeth staring over you at work? I heard some story that you're.
I work for the Canadian government, so like her portrait stands across the way and judges me.
Okay.
Wait, but how old
well,
is that painting? Like, that, it could be hot. The early days
I
of
mean,
Queen Elizabeth,
I
right?
every stage of the monarch's life cycle is absolutely banging. I will have you know, Robert. I stand by that.
Okay, we're gonna go to round 2. You guys ready for round 2? Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna take
ready.
a moment, and we'll be right back in a few minutes, or a few seconds actually, for round 2.
Ba-ba.
That's just the way it is.
Okay, we're going into round 2. You guys are too smart. I got to make these questions harder next time. So we got here, just to tally up the scores, 15, 15, 15, and Robert's tailing with 10 because he needed his
Wah,
that
wah.
hint.
Because he's not square enough.
I should have got the Rubik's Cube one.
He's only ever built Gangham.
Fairly though, it's not a square; it is a cube.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh,
What a liar, Jason.
Are you
like-
you should, are you able to how fast can you do the Rubik's cube? Being a nerd.
I can't do the Rubik's Cube. No,
He's
my
such
thought.
a disappointment.
You're a
He's
failed nerd.
I don't want
You're a
to.
failed
I don't
nerd.
want to. I don't want to learn it. I don't want to cheat, so I got to figure it out myself. But me figuring out myself prevented me from doing the Rubik's Cube. So I'm still figuring it out.
I always got the.
So I'm
smart
doing it
kid
like
to- Got the smart kid to do it in
No,
class.
every other cuber cheats. They look at the stuff online, and then the impressive thing is that they do it faster. But like they oil up their cube and stuff. It's cheating. I like to figure it out myself.
oil up
It's
the
like
cube?
it's like chess players. Like chess players, they play well because they memorize like the strategy. That's cheating. You gotta figure it out yourself. Okay. Just saying. Stop cheating, guys. Stop cheating.
Moving on to Nina. Nina, you're up. You're up again. Let's pull up the categories here.
all right. Go fact yourself.
Fact yourself. Let's see here. Okay, facts about what is this? Facts about energy efficiency. This sounds riveting. This is a multiple choice question, but I'll read the question. If you can get it right without the multiple choice, I'll give you 20 points. There is a home in Manitoba that is so energy efficient and airtight that a couple could heat it for the entire winter with nothing but 2 things.
Pure motivation.
Well, I'll go into your options here.
Yeah, you might want to. Okay.
A, the body heat of 2 chihuahuas. B, a light bulb and a toaster. C, 2 hair dryers.
It's one of these.
Or D, a 5.5-foot bear rug, and a little afternoon delight?
Okay, are one of these Manitoba people like MacGyver? Like, what's going on here? I'm gonna take this paper clip and a wooden shoe and just. Okay.
Do you want me to read them again? Or you got
So
the body heat
this
of
is
two
what
chihuahuas, a light bulb and a toaster, 2 hair dryers, or a 5.5-foot bear rug and a little afternoon delight.
I mean, so this is to heat their entire house. That's what you said, yeah?
Their entire house for a whole winter.
Oh, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with 2 hair dryers, Bob. I mean Jason.
That is correct.
What?
Yeah.
That is correct. Apparently, the home is something called a passive house, and it would cost $800 a year to heat. I guess that'd be good for climate change.
Wait, why
Still
do they
just
have
hold
2
it
hair dryers? Who has
Well,
One
I-
for
hair
each of
dryers?
them.
Just use one. Oh,
I got it from a
okay.
trivia book, so
Double
all I can
fisted.
say is...
Oh. Why?
uh,
Wait, Nina, do normal people have 2 hair dryers? Like I have 0 hair dryers. Like I don't know.
to be honest, my dad was so cheap, and my bedroom was over the garage, and I would be so cold studying that I would go get the hairdryer and I would put it on my feet to stay warm.
That's efficiency.
Okay,
Innovation.
Michael, you're up next.
Yes. Oh, okay. I think I'm getting up close to Nina again. I'm gonna choose Cowtown Proud. I'm probably gonna hate that.
Okay, Cowtown Proud. Calgary. Okay, or Alberta. Okay, this one's
My boyfriend's from there, so I better do this. Okay.
Okay. Well, he might. Yeah, you might want to ask him. He might have a chip on this one. According to Alberta beef producers, should you pound your meat cold or at room temperature?
Oh well. I know I like to pound my meat at room temperature, but I think probably in a.
I thought
I
you
know.
might
I
say
mean,
it-
come on. Low hanging fruit.
I was trying to set you up. I thought you were gonna maybe say it depends if you're a grower or a shower.
Oh, it doesn't depend at all.
I like how we agreed to make this family friendly, guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna say just because it's probably the most tender fresh, I'm gonna say room temperature.
That is correct.
Like-
They recommend taking the chill off your beef before pounding it to make it juicier and more evenly cooked.
Hear that, Fred? I think you're watching. So we're gonna pound our beef to room temperature.
Clearly, someone's gonna have to do a pop block or win the funniest one. We're gonna have to make these questions harder next time. Okay, Robert, you're up.
Wait, sorry, I hear something on the back.
Are you okay?
We're live.
You're good.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
We've got
I
a-
can hear
we've got
you.
a-
There's just something going on in the background. Yeah.
All right. We've got a
Yeah.
comment. How long do you run the hair dryers?
Right?
As long as you have to is what I'll write back. That was from Maddie D.
Robert, you want to pick your next category?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
I pick Export Canada. Let's do that.
Export Canada. Okay, Robert, is it true that in Japan, Canada Dry offers 3 versions of its popular ginger ale drink? Dry ginger, hot ginger, and wet ginger?
I saw it's gonna be wasabi ginger because that's something Japanese would do. They just make everything like matcha and wasabi ginger Canada Dry.
Dry
Sorry, what
ginger,
are the
hot-
options?
Dry, well, the question is true or false. Is it true that in Japan, Canada Dry offers 3 versions of its popular ginger ale? Dry ginger, hot ginger, and wet ginger. And we didn't break into your Pornhub keywords.
That's
in
false.
case you're
I would think Japanese people would put matcha ginger, Kit Kat ginger, and wasabi ginger. I think that's false.
False?
They don't use
Okay.
words like hot. I don't think they will use words like hot.
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Oh!
It's actually true.
Oh no!
They have
Wet
dry ginger, hot ginger, and I guess apparently wet ginger is sweeter, hot ginger is spicier, and I guess dry ginger is the classic Canada Dry.
I'm gonna
Wait,
check
wait,
these
so
out.
it's
Because
Canada
you can't-
Dry-
you can't
dry
get it.
ginger.
Apparently, you can't get it in Canada. So
That's redundancy. If I dried Canada dry.
okay.
Wet is always
uh,
sweeter, Robert.
Your words, not mine.
Not to sound like everyone's maid and aunt, but my goodness, you guys.
Who's your friend there beside you, Jessica? Or is that?
I don't think I can tell you his name. It is obscene.
That's right. Way to call us obscene. You've got like a visual.
Looks
He's
like
here
the
whether I
giant
like it or not.
ram.
Okay, are we ready? Are you? I think Jessica's. Are you up next? Jessica's up next.
I am.
Let's take a look at what we got here. Well, we're making good ground here.
So we just started, and this is crazy, but I'm feeling lucky, so call me maybe.
Yay!
Oh, like, see, this is a
Worked
fun
it
one.
into
Okay.
meter.
One of CBC's newest shows, Trickster, it tells the coming of an age story of an Indigenous teen who begins to learn that he and his father are tricksters. It's actually a really good show. I recommend it. The Raven is often associated with Indigenous stories of the trickster. This, in part, is because the Raven is known for its ability to change the sound of its call. We're going to play you 4 different sounds. You must select which one you believe is a raven, and I'll give you 5 points if you can name each of them, because they are each actually. Well, let's play the tape, and then we'll see how you do.
Nevermore.
I'm so excited.
Sound 1, sound 2, sound 2. Were you able to
Yeah.
hear them? Okay. Okay.
Yes, I believe I did hear them okay. The
Before you
fourth
pick
one,
before you pick one, what do you think the first one and second one, third? Like, tell me what you think each of them were.
well, I don't think that they were birds. The first one, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It sounds like a child, but I'm not entirely certain. The second one sounds like Marge Simpson dying. And I think the fourth one is definitely like a Windows startup noise. The third one, however, I'm familiar with. It is a raven that was taught to say nevermore.
There you go. You actually get. I'm gonna give you 20 points because you got every single one of those sounds right.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah,
Bonus points. I'm making up rules as we go.
was that last one Intel Inside?
It was, yeah.
Ah,
I had to
Commercial
Marge
advertising.
dying? I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't watched the show. I'm still waiting for it to finish. so
that
I can-
wraps
I can
up
catch
round.
up.
That wraps up round 2. Now, I have a little treat for you guys. You might be wondering if we have any grand prizes. And we're a bit of a low budget show. Actually, a no budget show. But I thought if this really takes off, I might be willing to part with my prized possession. I think, Nina, you've seen this. My new car that I bought just for pandemic. If this is really successful, I might raffle it off for you guys. Let's take a look.
A car?
Let's take a look and see what you think
A
of this
brand new
prize.
car.
You could win a used Volvo. Your 89 4-door Volvo 240 is built to the standards of a U.S. military tank. DL stands for Deluxe. Travel in style, fully equipped with 4 door handles, a working steering wheel, a questionable brake job, lightly stained synthetic upholstery, and a haunted backseat. Plus, you'll love the 25,000 cubic inch trunk space. It's the size of a Vancouver studio apartment, big enough to hide a dead body. Estimated retail price, 195,000 Canadian Tire dollars. Perfect for your next slow, scenic Sunday drive. This can all be yours when you take the pop quiz.
I don't
I mean,
Oh,
if
he
it's
clicked.
got
There was
heating,
actually
it's still better than Robert's Place.
we didn't get the end of the clip. But I know
You
you're
filmed
clamoring. I
on
know you're
here.
clamoring for that car. Robert,
Oh,
you could
yeah.
pick up some. You could pick up some chicks with that car.
What kind
Yeah,
of
in
bullshit?
us dead bodies.
You can pick up some chicks in that car.
I can
if
pick up
they're
more than
in-
one dead body.
You're just taking
Clearly
Grandma
I
to
cl-
bingo.
Clearly, I'm a Volvo nerd, but actually, the reason I wanted to include this as well is for everyone at home, we wanted to give you guys a chance to win a prize. I'm going to give a Tim Hortons gift pack or gift card or something. For the first person who can comment, there is actually a Canadian connection to this car, the Volvo 240. The first person who can put that in the comments will win some sort of prize. We'll get in touch with you somehow.
That's
and
amazing.
moving on, we're gonna
You know,
go to round 3.
you scared Michael silent with that car prize.
Don't you love
I mean,
my
I was
car?
just my favorite part was the fact that the old man just left his walker in the middle of the street.
You're like, I'll take the walker.
Yeah.
It actually got cut off. There's like at the very end. There's like you didn't see it, but the guy speeds off. So that was the last little punchline didn't work. But we are going
His
to
last
we're going to
round.
come back in just a moment. But we're going to take just a brief break here, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Ooh, commercial.
Round 3. You guys ready? How are we doing for time? Here.
We're at
It was 2 hours
8:38.
long.
8:38. Okay. We'll finish this with round 3. We won't make it to round 4, but we can save that for next time. Nina, you are up with round 3. You're the first one up.
I mean, if I'm even close to Peugeot with points, it's gonna be a good day. Okay, let's go with something. Choosing the blue TVs. Let's go red TVs. I'm gonna go extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
That's how I
Okay.
like my
Extra spicy.
lonely time.
Are you feeling spicy? Spicy.
As spicy as a white girl can get. That's level 1.
Okay, we'll see how good your cocktail knowledge is here. The Caesar is a cocktail that is often said to have originated in Canada, Calgary, in fact. According to Chatelaine magazine, if you are making this Canadian cocktail extra spicy, what 3 primary ingredients in addition to vodka would you absolutely need on hand?
Oh, okay. Well, you'd need clams, tomatoes, and someone with no taste buds, because that shit is disgusting. Okay,
like it.
three ingredients. All right, let me think. So clamato juice. We've got Worcestershire. You know what? I'm gonna fail. What are that sauces? Worcestershire. Worcestershire. God, you'd think they could shorten that. Anyway, and Tabasco.
That
I
is
pop lock?
correct.
Oh, damn it.
I was hoping you were going to say the 3 spicy ingredients would be Ryan Gosling, Keanu Reeves, and Ryan Reynolds.
Hey.
I mean, that's better. That's the garnish.
I'm just imagining now all 3 of them sitting on a giant glass, eating
Just like-
potato soup.
hugging the celery stick, you know, like just.
My three
Just one
favorite
of them,
Canadian hunks. Okay, Michael.
that-
Michael, you're up
No,
next.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Right, okay. Well, I mean, I surprised myself with the last one, but I'm gonna go with shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles. Are you a Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek fan? Are you a Schitt's Creek
I
fan?
am. I haven't really kept up with it, but I do love the series. It's one of my favorites. Dan Levy is Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara. Like you can't get much better than that.
Can you do a good
Yeah.
Moira? Alexis,
Oh my-
Dad.
It's so hard because she talks with her mouth down like this, but it's the inflection. Anyway,
Alexis, Dad, my babies, don't be so naive. Okay, let's. You're actually. This question is about Catherine O'Hara's character. Myra Rose, she would often dish out some short, pithy wisdoms and hilarious one-liners. Do you think you can finish one of her quotes?
let's
Here
try.
it comes. If airplane safety videos have taught me anything, it's that blank.
Oh well, I mean that not everyone will survive a plane crash, but I don't think that's what she would say. Let me see.
Talk it up.
Yeah, if,
Talk in her voice. If airplane videos have
airplane
taught me
videos
anything.
taught me anything, it's that
Do you want a hint?
you help yourself before you help others.
Well,
That's my
close,
final
that's
answer.
close.
Ooh,
That's close.
Oh!
that's deep.
Well, let's. I don't know if that's not quite it, but
That's real
let's play
deep.
the tape. Let's play the tape.
Oh, great.
Ooh, play the tape.
And I'm pretty sure parents are supposed to put their children before themselves.
Oh, really? No, if airplane safety videos have taught me anything, David, it's that a mother puts her own mask on first.
Ah, see?
Ooh.
That's
I
my favorite
mean,
line for-
I'd give myself the points.
We'll put it to a
In true
group vote.
fashion.
What does everybody say?
I'll say half point.
That's
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
7.5
point.
points.
Because not all airplane safety video has the children and the mother. They have other things, I think.
Because we're Canadians, we're polite like that.
Okay, help me out, guys. Here, Nina, you got the last one. 15. Michael. Okay. Okay, 2 more to go here. Robert.
Yeah, we also got Helen
Oh,
Schneiderman. He should
it's
get the
my
points.
turn. Well, I am sorry, but not sorry. All right. Let's pick a sorry, but not sorry.
Okay. Let's see if I
Michael's
can
now
stump-
got like a fan group saying he should get all the points.
Oh no.
Started
Hey,
an
thank you.
insurgence. Votes for Michael.
Yeah. It's my roommate and my boyfriend upstairs. I should just poke them with a broom or something on the ceiling.
Get in the vote. Sorry.
No worries. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. True or false? True or false? In the province of Ontario, the law states that if people witness you apologizing for a traffic accident, it is considered an admission of guilt, and it may be used against you in the court of law.
Sorry, is
You want me to
there
You want me to
oh,
read
is that true or
again?
false? Oh, it's true or false again.
False? True or false? In the province of Ontario, the law states that if people witness you apologizing for a traffic accident, it's considered an admission of guilt and can be used
Could I,
against you
have
in
a
the
hint?
court of law.
Could I have a hint?
There's
Robert
no,
needs
there's,
a hand.
There's no hint because it's true and false. You got a 50-50 chance.
Wondering. You dropped the first one. I'm like, how do I get a hint from this?
There's no hint.
Look at this
Yeah,
guy.
That
the
sounds
hint
like
is that it's
something
true or
the
false.
Canadian
Yes.
government would do. So I say it's true. It's definitely true. It's
True?
something the Canadian government will do.
No.
Oh no!
Go back to your
That's
gunman
someone.
style.
Canadian government.
Isn't that's so
Because all
Canadian?
the bureaucracy and like the lawyering and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure a lawyer pulled that excuse. Like you apologize, you better pay for that parking ticket or something.
It's so Canadian.
You were the
something
round-
evil that lawyers would do. Sorry.
So
oh my god,
Canadian,
you were the
though.
roundest square ever.
That sounds like a lawyer thing they use in court. It's like, I saw you apologize. I got 10 witnesses that said you apologize, and you're going to jail for it.
I
But
wanted to
isn't that
pop
so
block you
Canadian?
because I
Isn't that
actually
so Canadian to like come up with a law
No,
that says we can say sorry and not be found guilty?
I was
Unless
actually
you-
aware of the law because I'd explicitly talked about this with my best friend who's a lawyer. It is acknowledged in Canadian law that an apology can be an expression not of culpability, but of remorse that someone else has been harmed and just sort of sympathy.
There you go.
Huh.
You should have a law degree. Unless, does it count if you go say sorry?
That's extra.
Then I don't know if
guilty
it
there.
counts.
Like, what?
That's a capital offense under Canadian law. You can't
Yeah,
roll your
what is-
eyes while you apologize. Off with your head.
Little known fact: we do have the death penalty.
Do we? Actually,
No, we don't.
Really?
No.
Ah, damn it!
Okay, this is our last question of the night.
Woo,
Jessica.
go Peugeot.
Oh, you're on mute. Can't hear you.
I thought you just had choice anxiety.
Sorry, I muted myself because I'm very anxious. There's 2 puns left on the board, and I'd like to take one of them out of their misery. It's no joke.
No joke. Oh gosh, where did that one go now? Let me find that one. It's no joke. Okay.
It's not there.
Canadian comedians. Okay, Canadian comedian Dan Aykroyd said, "You don't need a therapist if you have what? You don't need a therapist if you have what?"
See, I was hoping you were going to ask me about his webbed toes.
Does he have web toes?
He has webbed toes.
Oh, interesting. No wonder
Man
he's so
has
funny.
webbed
It's gonna be funny if you have web toes because you're gonna scare people.
So you don't need therapy unless you have a surgeon? His problems aren't psychological.
You need a therapist if you had to grow up and go to swim class with webbed toes.
Killing it.
Yep.
Wait,
Killing
that's
it
cheating,
then,
isn't
right?
You don't need a therapist if you've got I'm gonna ask for a hint.
You gonna ask for a hint? Okay. Multiple choice. You don't need a therapist if you have a good pharmacist. You don't need a therapist if you have a Harley Davidson motorcycle. You don't need a therapist if you have a happy marriage. Or D, you don't need a therapist if you have a Japanese breed of a dog called an Akita.
This one, this one,
That one.
the man. See, that's probably the most accurate answer. The number 1 cure of depression is kittens. But I'm gonna say that the man who wrote the Blues Brothers, his answer would be a good pharmacist.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna pop up. Oh,
Apparently he's a big
motorcycle.
Harley. Apparently he's a big Harley
Yes.
driver.
I thought I was gonna say proton pack.
He's a big Harley driver. That wraps up our game. I think we're over time here.
Dan Aykroyd's a Hell's Angel.
Wait, really?
We're gonna go to a break, guys. We're gonna have
You're my hero.
a commercial break. We'll be back, and then we're gonna take a look at if we've ask our audience to vote for who you think was the funniest tonight, and then we're gonna tally up the scores right after this commercial break.
Oh wait, this way.
In the lee of a picturesque ridge lies a small, unpretentious winery, one that pampers its fruit like its own babies. Hi, I'm Moira Rose, and if you love fruit wine as much as I do, then you'll appreciate the craftsmanship and quality of a local vintner who brings the muskmelon goodness to his oak Chardonnay and the dazzling peach bat pull to his Riesling Rioja. Come taste the difference good fruit can make in your wine. You'll remember the experience, and you'll remember the name, Herb Ervlinger, Bert Herngreif, Irv Herblinger.
And we're back. Sorry, guys. For that.
Hey.
So,
I love that scene. It's my
we've got
favorite.
the total. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Our winner is Nina. Nina
Yay!
with 60 points.
What? Oh my God! Does this mean I get my Canadian residence?
You get it.
Now you get a 1980 Volvo.
Yeah.
No! I think I
Drives
Well-
into
feel
your
like I should
house.
donate that thing to a museum. It belongs in a museum.
It does belong in a museum. Well, I hope you guys all had fun, and I hope everybody at home got a few chuckles and laughs. We're gonna see. We might just make this a regular thing. Stay tuned for our next. We'll put an event post up on our next one, and if you're a comedian and you want to participate, get in touch with us, and you might be able to take the pop quiz.
All
And tune in
right,
later
all
for
right.
Jessica Bujo's technically heterosexual sitcom.
100%.
Oh,
Yes.
great.
People said some good things. Who